Okay, guys, we got a fantastic video from Mr. Skate Across America original himself, Chad Caruso. I recently hung out with him and we did a little bit of an interview on the stream, and he's been posting a lot of new videos. A few years ago, he skated across America in 50-something days, official world record holder. In our interview, he was talking a bit about his sobriety and stuff like that, and he's sober. I'm sober as well. I think I haven't drunk alcohol or drugs in when I was 21, so I guess 12 or 13 years. So I'm kind of curious to hear what he says here. It's interesting this is only 2 minutes long though, but I'm kind of a little bit curious to hear what he says, so let's see.
A lot of people have been asking me why I got sober. So just want to talk about that for a second. There's like so many different ways to answer that, you know, but I mean, what really caused me to get sober was I never cared about myself, how bad my life was, if I had no money, none of that stuff. My health didn't matter at all. It was almost comical the worse I made it. The thing that snapped me out of it was once it started leaking into other people's lives. You know, putting other people in debt because they had to lend me money to make sure I wouldn't go to jail, or things like that. Once I crashed someone's car, had to deal with damages and just messing up people's lives, right? And that's when I started to realize all right, I gotta change something, you know? So it wasn't just one situation that kind of caused it, you know. It was the straw that broke the camel's back, you know. It was build up years and years and years of just refusing to fix things or be normal. Just do the way, you know, it's be healthy. So, you know, for everyone, it's a little different. For me, I had to just beat it down until eventually my body was dude, you cannot do this anymore. So, if you can get away from getting to that point, you know, that's ideal, but it's really hard because that's usually what it takes to snap someone out of a lifestyle or something, you know what I mean? It's not it's hard, you're just living the same way for years and years and years. It's tough to just be oh, cool, different way now, for almost no reason, you know? You need that big problem or that big issue or something to smack you in the face that kind of propels you in a different direction. Just know that it's a process. It's not overnight at all, you know. It was evolution for sure. You feel things at 1 month of sobriety, you know, and then 6 months completely different, you know, and over time it just keeps building and building and building, you know. Hardest part is the beginning, of course, but once you start building momentum, it just gets easier and easier, and you start to reflect back and be why did I even do that at all?
Okay, so that was interesting. I feel like we could have kept that rolling a bit more. I was kind of curious to hear what he says next. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I never really talk about my sobriety because for me personally, I feel like I'm not really I didn't really have problem with drugs and alcohol, and then I said I need to change my life. And that's kind of what he mentions a little bit too, is that everyone has a different rock bottom or whatever. And he said he doesn't mind his life being affected negatively, but once his actions were negatively affecting other people, that was his kind of turning point bottom. Yeah, but for me, honestly, because I used to drink alcohol from whatever, 15, 16 until I was 20. And then when I was 20, I got kind of over it. And I would just normal experience, go partying with my friends or whatever, go have a big night. And I remember once me and my friends went out, I think it would have been on a Friday, had a big night. Then on the Saturday, kind of felt pretty hungover and bad or whatever the whole Saturday. And then I went skating both days on the weekend. Then I went skating on the Sunday. And then I remember being oh, I still feel a little bit bad on Sunday. And I was damn, I'm not going to give up my whole weekend just to have a little bit of fun at the party. That's kind of stupid. And for me, just that tiny bit of actually, this kind of sucks, was to be all right, yeah, I don't need this at all. And then for me, it's more I don't even I don't know what it's for Chad. I don't know what's for other people, that other Viva La Bam guy, what's his name, Novak, is always talking about his sobriety journey, and his rock bottom was way down, you know. But then he can still hit it and then come back up, whereas mine is we're the extremes. I'm the very lowest possible and he's the very lowest possible. But for me personally, I can't speak for anyone else, but I never really think about oh, I wish I drank alcohol. To me, it's just my lifestyle. It doesn't contain it. So maybe I'm not the best to speak on it. But I don't know. People sometimes ask me about it, so I thought I'd make this reaction video.
I love to drink.
People sometimes ask me about it, so I thought I'd just make this reaction video to, like, I don't know, talk about it a little bit. But yeah, nothing too interesting. But I like to hear other people's stories, so I appreciate Chad sharing this. Should we say thanks for sharing? And check out Chad's channel and see all the fun adventures he's done.